about one song in particular that I like and that moves so many people. And I know you know what I'm going to say.
Exactly.
The beginning of the end.
The top of the list on songs I wish I had written.
How'd that happen? Tell us how that happened now.
Well, when we did get started, at the same time, Guy Draper, who was attending Howard at the time and who had approached us about managing us and seeing what he could do to get us out there, was just starting off as a songwriter. He was a protege of Curtis Mayfield.
So am I.
Who isn't? That's true. Right. And he had just started writing songs. He had also written our first recording, Court of Love, which was doing a little better than okay. I mean, in fact, we had very high national chart success on that.
That's the first big one?
Yes, that was the first big one. And so he was, we were rounding out songs for the album, and, we were just looking for things from all over. He came up with The Beginning of My End. Now, I don't know what inspired him to write this thing. Nothing. I mean, no clue, because contrary to popular belief, it never happened.
Yeah, I thought it was based on, but the way he wrote it, it was like something that, the writer had actually gone through this experience.
Well, a lot of people who write,
that's true.
A lot of people who write, though, write just as much from observation.
That's true.
As they do from experience. As a matter of fact, most of what I write nowadays is from observation or from hearing people talk about things that happen to them, as opposed
secondhand
to things. Because after you write about 1,000 or 2,000 tunes, which I haven't gotten up to yet, but I'm working on it. But after you write that many tunes, I mean, there aren't that many experiences you can write about.
That's true.
Personally. So you got to go, and see what your neighbor's doing or what the guy across the street's doing or whatever the case is. And that's what happened. Well, to go back to the song, okay, he taught us the tune, and he was playing the piano. And he and I were about at the same level of piano playing at that time, which wasn't very extraordinary, if you know what I mean. So the song never really came across to me. But I went on to learn it anyway, and the guys went on to learn the harmony. And when we went into the recording studio, we had a fellow named Richard Rome out of Philadelphia who did the arrangements, who did the music that you hear on the record. And
beautiful.
I got there a little late, which is not my habit, but I got there a little late for whatever reason. And they were just fading out, and then I heard the playback of the track, and it blew me away.
Fell in love with him.
I said, let me at it. I mean, now I'm dragging my feet up to that point. I'm dragging my feet talking about, no, I'm not going to sing this song. And as soon as I heard that music, I said, let me have it now.
Music has that kind of effect on you, though.
It does. And like, if it was after I became a producer that I really started hearing the potential in songs when all you hear is a piano and a voice, and immediately the music comes to your mind. If I put this here and I let this give this kind of a feel, man, we can make magic happen.
That's funny you said that, because I remember listening to The Temptation and them saying what it was like when they first did My Girl when Smokey wrote the tune. They say they were performing at the Apollo in New York, and Smokey had bought the track and for them to hear, and they say they just they said that's it, just like that. It's not, I guess it's like something you feel inside, you just know.
Right.
And they say when they heard the string arrangement, they just said
that was I was hoping you mentioned that, because that's one of the things that Otis, and I remember that interview too. They were saying that when the strings were put on it, it's like they heard everything came into place. They said that's it. Yeah, you're right.
But when you first hear a song, when you're first working on the basic, you don't hear all of that. Well, does the producer hear all that in his head?
A lot of them do.
Okay.
A lot of them do. A lot of them have to. And it doesn't necessarily happen at once.
Yeah.
Sometimes you work on a real basic, of course, anything lives or dies by its rhythm section. So you work on that first and foremost. In fact, you work on it, and even after you finish, you go back and refine it. And then once you're content with what your rhythm is doing, you go back and see what you can layer it with, If strings and horns are absolutely necessary. Well, they're never absolutely necessary. One thing I found out as a producer is that the essence of any track is that the rhythm be able to stand alone.
By itself.
Yeah.